Hey guys, it's Chris here at Tickle Me Pink Rees. I wanted to come on. I usually do bows when I do lives with y'all, but I don't really stop and kind of tell you how I do it or things like that. I might tell you how I measure and things, but I just wanted to come on here and show you how I make a bow with a 4-inch, a 2.5-inch, and a 1-inch ribbon. So everybody makes their bows differently. Some people use an easy bow maker. I do have one and I do use it. So and you can do this similar style, and I will do a bow on the easy bow maker kind of to let you see how it's done on the easy bow maker in another video, but this one I'm going to do a hand bow. Most of the time I just throw my spool on the floor, and so I kind of determine, I start with my 4-inch. I kind of determine how long I want my tails, and that really is dependent on where I'm going to put my ribbon, my bow on my wreath, on my design. If you all been watching me long enough, you'll know I usually like to do a loop on the left hand side of the wreath. So I usually do not cut any of my tails until the end. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Oh, see if I can find a pipe cleaner that would help. A pipe cleaner and a zip tie. Well, hang on just a second, guys. Let me grab me a few of my zip ties. I just bought a whole bunch from Lowe's. So I'm going to zip tie it because I am using 2 really thick ribbon, and then I will show you how I put in a Chanel pipe cleaner to attach to your wreath. So I start off my 4-inch. I'm going to do maybe a 12-inch tail. So I'm going to come up about 12 inches and just make my first loop. My loop is probably, oh, let me measure here for you. About 7-8 inches. 7-8 inches. And that's going to be dependent on the design that you're doing. I know I'm going to need a pretty big bow because this is going to go into a patriotic wreath I'm doing, so I want a decent size bow. Now, you can twist and come back up, and that makes a perfectly nice bow. I don't do that. I don't do it that way because when I do that, it makes my long tail be on the right side, and I want my long tail on the left side. So I don't do it that way. I keep mine like this. I just pinch it together, and then I just bring up another loop underneath. And I put it in between my fingers, and I kind of just gauge and see how big it is to know for sure if they're the right. You just bring them up together and you can measure. This one's a little taller, and then I just flip it over. Now I do change hands. So when I put my ribbon on my wreath, this is going to be my left side, and this is going to be my long. If I would have done it the other way, my long would have been on the right side, and I don't want it on the right side. But once I get that long tail on the side that I want it on, then I'm ready to go. If you wanted to do another loop with this, let's say you wanted to do 4 loops, you would twist it And make sure it's twisted good, and you could bring it up. Okay? I'm just going with 2 loops. But that's what you would do. Now let me show you how when I add the second ribbon. I'm just going to come right down here to about the same length as the tail. Pinch it right here in the middle where I'm holding it, and I'm not squeezing it real tight, but I'm just keeping it together. And now this one, in order to get the pretty side up, I have to twist. Okay? You twist it, and then you bring it up right back into your hand. And you can see it's just a little bit shorter, And you can make it even shorter if you want to. Once you get that one done, you're going to come over here on the other side and you're going to twist again and bring it up. Then I'm going to measure. They're fine. And you just kind of straighten them up a little bit as you're going. Straighten your tails, pull your tails down. Make sure everything is going in the right direction you want it. And just know that nothing is in place right now because you haven't zip tied a thing in place yet. You have not zip tied a thing. So this will be my 3rd ribbon. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring it down about the same length. I'm going to do this one just a little bit longer because I'm going to curl it. And I'm going to twist in the middle, come up, keep holding it with your thumb. I'm going to twist again. And then just straighten it all out. You still got a hold of it with your thumb. And I just slide the zip tie in there and bring it to the back. And I attach it. Now, I do not pull it tight at this point. I just pull it enough so I can go in, play with my ribbon, get it where I want it. Bring my tails down where I want them. If anything is crooked like this right here, just go up under there and get it, you know, straighten it out. Straighten it out. Same thing with that. If you want your tails coming to the other side, this is the time that you're going to do that. I want mine coming down. Once I get everything kind of straightened out to where I want it, I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to take this Chanel stem or pipe cleaner, and I'm going to run it right underneath there before I tighten it. Once I do that, I'm going to turn it back around. Just kind of give it a little quick fluff to make sure everything looked good, and tighten it and cut it off. And then I take my pipe cleaner and I just kind of wrap it around a few times, and I am ready to put this on the wreath. Now, I'm not going to cut this side here. This side's going to stay long because I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a like a loop. But to dovetail, I just take them and I put them wire to wire, and I just cut. Now, I'm not going to cut that 1-inch ribbon. I'm going to just curl it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna so on the other side, once I get my ribbon in there, I will dovetail the other side too. Okay, so that is how I make my 4-inch, 2.5-inch, and 1 or 1.5-inch ribbons. One side is going to be shorter than the other side. If you have any questions, just post it in a comment and I will answer any questions you have. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.